So guys, I'm not gonna lie. In the last video I said I was gonna focus more on my channel. I actually got hooked on Red Dead Redemption 2 and I just finished it yesterday. So I had to come on here and actually talk about that game. Just because the story moved my soul so much. I cried for so long in my bathroom after that ending. And I'm realizing that that's such a great topic to talk about. Now, obviously the story is about a redemption, and I think that's such a great topic to talk about today. Um, it's a topic I've kind of been avoiding, even though I always wanted to do it. I find it really difficult in myself to find redeeming qualities, even though some of you guys may think I'm doing great things, and a lot of people have told me, I'm a great dude, I do a lot of amazing things. Sometimes I have difficulty accepting that myself, and after playing that game, it really just hits home in that retrospect. So if you never played the game, I'm just gonna give a little bit of context clues. The game starts with a gang that had just robbed a train, and they're now on the run from the law. And so throughout the game, you realize that the leader of your gang is not as gang oriented, I guess family oriented, as he may have seemed at the beginning. And you kind of realize that you're being led by someone who is kind of driven by greed and kind of driven by his own, success, and not really caring that the people around him are dying or about to die. And so your main character, as the story progresses, keep in mind he's known his gang for decades, but as the story progresses, he realizes that they're going down a wrong path and they're gonna die. But his friend John, he has a wife and a kid, and so Arthur, the main character, he gets tuberculosis, and in his final moments he decides he's going to spend the rest of the time he has left ensuring that John and his family can live a normal life and escape the life of robbery, killing, running away from the law, stuff like that. And in that story, it kind of helped me learn how to forgive myself more for actions that I've taken, right? I've never been so moved by a game story in my life. And it was so moving, I absolutely have to come on here and talk about it. Now, over the past year, I've definitely made some terrible decisions, and I've labeled myself as such a terrible person for doing these things, and all that did is just eat away at my spirit over and over and over and over again. Felt like I could never forgive myself for what I did. And it never really mattered how much I tried to apologize or make things right. The other person just did not want to hear it. And so I realized, oh my goodness, did I hurt someone so bad that they can't even accept my apology? Right? And that was absolutely the most gut-wrenching feeling I've ever had in my life. Now, I will say, I wasn't perfect, and they were not perfect either. But I've come to realize that that doesn't really matter in trying to redeem yourself for the mistakes that you made, right? And that's also part of the reason why I started this channel, right? I felt really bad about the things that I've done, and so I want to come on here and try to help others, not make the same mistakes. And if I can't, if the people I've hurt cannot accept my apology, what can I do moving forward to help people? It just feels like my purpose, if you will. And I saw such a parallel in Arthur Morgan, where he can't unkill all the people he's killed, he can't unrob all the people he's robbed, he can't undo all the damage that his leader Dutch did, but rather he realizes that what he can control is still present, even though everything in the past he wishes he never did. And so he works really, really hard, and he's so selfless with his last moments to help John's family thrive. And that parallel, I think, is what made me cry for so long. Now, obviously, everyone's going to have their own interpretation of a story. That's one that I saw in myself. And I feel like every time you're going through a story, you have to look for stuff like that. And so, that story has given me the strength to finally talk about this topic. Even though this is my biggest fear, is trying to self-forgive. Because oftentimes, I feel like such a bad person, just trying to convince myself that what I did is justified, or trying to convince myself that, it's okay, what I did. Because I'll admit, it was not. It really just was not. But similarly, like I've said, Arthur knows that the leader he was following is not great, and he made a mistake, trusting his leader. And after all the decades of being loyal to him, he realized that the leader was truly only in it for money. And that had to be the most gut-wrenching thing, but instead of trying to kill them, his first priority is not revenge, but redemption. Not these people betrayed me, so I'm going to try to kill them, but these people betrayed me and my friend, so I'm going to make sure that my friend can live a better life away from them. Right? And it just hits so deep. It does. And trying to forgive himself after that, it probably felt so much easier knowing that no matter how much his traitors, beat him, stabbed him, shot him, whatever happens, he knows in his heart he still won. Because John, his friend, made it away from the evil life that he was pursuing, and he made it into, the normal standard working class, a more safer option. And for me, I look at all the mistakes I made, and I see that even though these things did happen and I regret them a lot, I'm still winning because I'm still here helping whoever's watching this, with their own struggles. And so I feel like everyone is going to make mistakes realistically. Similarly to Arthur, similarly to me, even the most successful people, they made mistakes before. It's cost them, relationships, friendships, money, family. It's costed them a lot. But one quote that my dad told me when me and my ex-girlfriend broke up was, everyone makes mistakes, but the difference between leaders and followers is how they respond to those mistakes. And that really hit me. So, I see myself as a leader, even though I make mistakes. And so how I react to the mistakes that I made is not by sitting in bed, being miserable, not by going around and acting like I didn't do anything wrong, not by, filling the void with, drugs, alcohol, whatever you want to say, or just distracting myself from the fact that I did wrong, but sitting with it and responding with it by coming on here every single week and trying to make a video helping you guys. And I've got a ton of friends too that don't really see their self-worth. They always feel like they're not doing enough, like not going to the gym enough, not working hard enough for grades, not doing enough, like not making enough money in the summers. And it's like, you have to be forgiving to yourself as well. Especially because these people are so kind and so forgiving towards others, but towards themselves, they have so much rancor. And I look at Arthur, and he's so forgiving to Dutch, to Micah, the other guy that betrayed him. And he still, tries to help them with their goals, even though he starts realizing slowly over time that their goals are not really level-headed. He still wants to be loyal to those he considers family. And so he's doing what they want to do, even though he may not always agree. So kind of his story overall kind of says that it doesn't really matter how you've lived your life, but what matters is what you do now, right? So if you've made a mistake and you know it, that's great. But there's no need to resent yourself for it. There's no need to, continue on that path because you've already done it once or whatever. There's no point in any of that. But if you do make a mistake, find a way to redeem yourself for it. Find a way to come out on the other side. So for me, obviously that's recording videos. For Arthur, that's helping someone build a stable family. For you, that might mean, repairing your relationship with your parents or your siblings or something like that. It may mean volunteering at a community that really resonates with you. It may mean, being a better friend to others, being a better partner. I don't know. But there's so many opportunities that you have to redeem the wrongs that you've done. And it doesn't have to be some giant thing right away. It doesn't have to be like some giant, sacrifice your life to let your friend go live with his family. But it can just be small, and you can let it gradually build up. It can be holding the door for someone, or just smiling at someone, complimenting their outfit or their hair or something. And then you can build that up to, bigger actions, right? That's, something that I've been working on. And for me, it's so much more fulfilling that I'm helping others, because I know that if I couldn't help myself when I made these mistakes, and I couldn't help the people that were impacted by those mistakes, I know that no matter what happened, but then when I come on this camera every time and I speak my mind, I know that there's people that enjoy this and it helps. So I'm going to keep doing it. And cut this video off right there. Rockstar Games, you guys did amazing with that story. I know I'm about like 6 or 7 years late or something, but I'm so moved by it, and I think everyone should be interpreting stories and seeing how they can apply the hero to their own life, or maybe even the villain, and seeing the path that they go down and deciding not to take that path, or seeing the path that the hero goes down and deciding to take that path instead, right? I hope to make another video this weekend. Aside from that, y'all have a great one. If this helped, I'm really thankful for that. We'll talk to you guys soon.